Hello everybody and welcome back to RogueTech, where last episode we eliminated the assassination target extraordinarily quickly, and now we are doing battle with the ambushers and the supporting forces. The major threat here is this archer, and we definitely want to salvage it if we can. It's probably a bit of a long shot, but I'm going to bring our scimitar, I kind of feel like here, or maybe here. Yeah, here. We can go around this rock next round and start flanking the archer, but from here we can fire on the fire starter. And there's a lot of, there's a target-rich environment here, right? So stray shots are a possibility. Nice shot there on the torso. I like it. So that fire starter takes a large amount of damage. We have chosen, for now anyway, to actually fight rather than going for the evac. We could probably go for the evac, but for now, I'm definitely angling to fight here. So I'm going to position the centaur here in this cover. We could start firing on the archer. What's the armor on this thing like? Yeah, we really want to get in behind it. I think we're not going to fire on it for now. So next up, we see our allies moving. What's Comstar going to do here? Well, it's going to be the Cyclone, and it's probably going to fire on this fire starter. That is the obvious target. And yeah, that's exactly what happens there. That's a leg destruction, so it's going to be a knockdown. I'm hoping for a pilot ejection here, but if the pilot doesn't eject, then this is not going to destroy the mech. The pilot does eject, though, so that's wonderful. That fire starter is out of here. So we've now got the Strider, the Phoenix Hawk, and the Owens, right? And they're going to move one of them right now. But they're also going to be moving, I believe, one of these vehicles. Probably the J. Edgar. Yeah, it's going to be the J. Edgar. So that's okay. They actually did move the Strider first, and it kind of closed in on the Shadowhawk. That's a bad idea. I don't think we're in melee range quite yet, but we're relatively close. Only 4 evasive on that Phoenix Hawk as well. Phoenix Hawk moves before our Shadowhawk does, so we'll see how that goes. They're firing on the Apollo, and we may end up firing back with the Apollo. We'll see. I would love to replace the Apollo with that Archer. That would be a really solid upgrade. So the Waspland Air Mech is kind of limping off over that way and firing on the Archer, getting 0 damage done. Our plan is to get in behind the Archer and backstab it, but we don't know what that Fenrir is packing. So that could be potentially spicy. We'll keep an eye on that. But now they're going to move 2 Phase 16 movers. So that is going to be something that we don't know about in the Owens. Firing on that Cyclone? Sure. Sounds good. Okay, that's the Fenrir. Noted. Do we have sensors on this thing yet? No. So we still don't know what it's equipped with. I'm going to move our Apollo up over here, and we can fire directly on that Strider, 30% hit odds. Other options include terrible options. So I'm going to fire on this Strider. 30% hit odds mean that we actually do get a fair amount of damage in there. I like it. Unfortunately, nothing major, but we can definitely start softening it up for our Shadowhawk. So that seems great for now. That was interesting. They just fired the large laser at the Centaur, but they missed and stray-shotted the Owens. I'm not sure, we don't have sensors here. I'm not sure what exposed, but there's a structure exposure on that Owens. So that is absolutely wonderful. Phoenix Hawk moves out of the fire, and then I was going to say doesn't fire, but it fired its large laser up over here. So that's absolutely okay. Next up, the Archer moves, fires on the Centaur. Ow. But that could have been a lot worse. That wasn't too bad.
That was sloppy, lad.
That wasn't the worst thing in the world. I was hoping that it would avoid the Centaur, but it has apparently detected the incoming threat. We need to get into a minimum range of those missiles, and that is indeed the goal. Now, the Shadowhawk, I feel like should close in on this Owens now. Positioning somewhere like here, giving us options for all of these. I think the Owens is the target. We fire the M-Pod and just look to eliminate it quickly.
Locking on.
So that's a leg destruction. That'll be a knockdown on the
I've
Owens.
depleted my AC-20 ammo.
You didn't have AC-20 ammo. That was your bolt-on ammo. But okay. So the Owens is knocked down now.
Go.
The Hoplite can absolutely step forward over here. This is obstructed LOS. Okay. It is obstructed LOS.
Position.
But we should have good hit odds regardless on the Owens. I don't love those hit odds because of stray shot, specifically. I'm going to fire on the Phoenix Hawk. And we do miss, but I really didn't want to stray shot the rear arc of our Shadowhawk with a Gauss rifle. That was the main concern there. So now we're going to be moving our Scimitar into rear arc of this Archer, but I want to be within the minimum range, ideally. I'm not sure if this is within minimum range or not. I think it is slightly within minimum range, but it's the only spot within rear arc that might not be within minimum range. I'm pretty sure it is, though. Yeah, 29.8. So we'll just hit the rear arc of this Archer. Oh, ooh.
Hey, let's slip the dust, boy. Enemy down.
We just literally one-shot that Archer. Well then. With honestly kind of our weakest unit. I'm not going to say that that was, you know, anything other than sheer dumb luck. That's absolutely what that was. Pulse lasers on the Fenrir? Okay.
I've got your back.
That's not, like, turbo scary. I do want to get into the Fenrir here. A rear arc is not necessarily, like, against these guys, right? These are battle armors. A rear arc is not all that useful, except that he's in cover. So we can get into rear arc to ignore the cover here, which would be the idea. Alternatively, we can't melee them. Okay. I don't love this spot because it's also not in cover, but I'm going to do it anyway.
Affirmative.
So we're going to position here. Why are our missile hit odds so low? Interesting. Enemy effects. It must have some sort of a, like, ECM or something. Regardless, we just did a huge amount of damage to that Fenrir.
Punch right through his armor.
So it has very little armor remaining. That's phenomenal. Very, very little armor indeed. We might be able to eliminate that with LRMs, even. I don't know. We'll see. Our ally is trying it. It did get some damage there and started a fire, which against battle armor takes burn damage when you move through it. So that could potentially be threatening to the battle armor. I just can't get over that one shot of the Archer. That's insane. Really low odds on that, and I love it. Internal damage on this Cyclone. We don't care about the Cyclone, though. Now that the Archer is down, things are going to be pretty straightforward for us. But yes, killing that Archer that quickly, that was absolutely luck. We didn't have any right to do that. That was 1,000,000% luck. But getting into the minimum range of the LRMs is still a very good plan for dealing with that. Now, the Phoenix Hawk just moved up and meleeed us. And I'm not sure if it hit or not, because the camera's looking here for some reason. Okay. I think it missed. We have evasive. It does not.
I'm your spaniel.
Cool. So the Scimitar can absolutely move up to about here.
Acknowledged.
These aren't the best hit odds, but I'm still going to take them. Okay, a little bit of internal damage
I'm
there.
ready.
I like it. So the Apollo is going to step forward over here. We've got some obstructed LOS on, like, everything. I think we start softening. Well, we're going to rear arc attack the Phoenix Hawk. I think we go for the Owens. It's knocked down, so we get a call shot. We just go CT here.
Locked on target.
So it did shoot down 3 with the AMS. But we definitely softened up that Owens. It doesn't move until phase 3. So we are going to be able to fire with our hoplite on it. The Wasp is going to move up and attack this Strider. Awkward choice. I definitely would have chosen to attack the Owens, but okay. So the vehicles are coming back a bit here. Our hoplite is going to... Do we want to leave cover here? Kinda, yeah. I'm going to step forward here and attack the Owens. We're going to fire the rocket pack, and this is likely a kill. Pilot ejected there. It wouldn't have been dead if it hadn't have, though. So, that's mildly awkward. We can definitely go for the Phoenix Hawk here. One of our machine guns is jammed, but rear arc on this Phoenix Hawk is going to do a lot. There we go. 55 damage straight on in there. Little bit of internal damage there, but really not too much. But now that our Shadowhawk is in behind it, it's got major problems. So I kind of want to take the Centaur up to engage these, but in all honesty, we should eliminate the Fenrir first, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. We're going to look to kill this Fenrir entirely. Multiple unit destructions there.
That was a critical.
But the Fenrir is not gone quite yet. Okay. It's even still got a little bit of armor. But eventually it'll go away. Cyclone moves up, goes for the Phoenix Hawk. Those are some solid hits there. Phoenix Hawk is knocked down. Okay. So it loses some init there. I like it. And then we can get in behind the Strider potentially next round with the Shadowhawk. That would be the idea. So at this point, our Scimitar is going to start moving up this direction. I want to be positioned to continue to hit the Fenrir. Sadly, we missed.
That's a miss.
Indeed it is. Yep, that is absolutely a miss. But that Fenrir is stricken at this point. It might lose Unit 2 straight up just from burn damage. I don't know. That Phoenix Hawk is taking some additional downed damage. That's fine. The Fenrir moves now, so we'll see what it does. It is in significant danger here. It takes burn damage from this move. That is indeed some unit destructions. And this thing doesn't have much left, to be honest.
Showing minor damage.
How much evasive did it have? Oh, the Phoenix Hawk gets up already. Okay, that's a little sad. I'd hoped that we'd be able to get another shot on it while it was knocked down, but sadly, we did not. 8 evasive on that Fenrir is a fair amount of evasive, no doubt about that. What are you going to do, Phoenix Hawk? You're in significant danger here. Goes and engages the Cyclone. I mean, we kind of want to move that direction anyway, so that seems fine. How much evasive? 5? It's not bad. Okay, sounds good. So now the Strider is going to move. We'll see what it wants to do here, but we've nearly got this cleaned up at this point. The Strider is going to back off and not do anything at all. Okay, that's kind of an awkward position for it. And that Hetzer is closing in on us up over here. But honestly, our 2 cavalry units are taking care of this lance all on their own. So that's absolutely fine.
I'm receiving you.
Next up is our Apollo. We have a rear arc on this Strider. Only 20% hit odds. Very weak rear armor. 40% hit odds on this Phoenix Hawk. I think we go for the Phoenix Hawk here. And we go for the Strider with our Shadowhawk. I think that's the idea. Hand destruction on the Phoenix Hawk. That is the mech with the AMS, so we definitely want to eliminate that. So our hoplite is going to continue to head forward here.
Roger.
And I want to just hit this Phoenix Hawk with everything we've got. That Gauss rifle doing significant damage there. And the Phoenix Hawk is now unsteady. Phenomenal. The Shadowhawk, on the other hand, I want to bring into rear arc of the Strider here. Now, our machine gun is still jammed, unfortunately, and the hit odds aren't the best, but we're going to do this and continue to close in. while taking some rear arc pot shots there, is really what that is. I don't expect a kill out of that. Absolutely not. Next round, they've got still the Phoenix Hawk. They've got the Strider over here. It's only... there are 3 units over here. Right, the Fenrir isn't dead yet. Okay, so the Fenrir backs off again, fires on our Scimitar. That's okay. We don't mind that at all. No problem whatsoever there. And now we get to move our Centaur. And I kind of want to get the Centaur up into this side arc of the Hetzer and just open up side arc here. I feel like this probably kills... that thing's fairly armored. We'll see.
Here we go.
It's pretty well armored, all things considered. So, yeah, no kill there. But we can definitely soften it up a bit. That's okay. And then we can have the Scimitar work on finishing off that Fenrir. Cyclone moves up and fires on the Phoenix Hawk. Solid hit there. I like it. Does some good damage to it, actually. Was that a knockdown? No, just some foot destruction, upper leg destruction. Okay. Phase 17 is, of course, this vehicle that's done, like, nothing this whole time. It's got an LRM-5, but it's not using it for whatever reason. I don't know why that is, but whatever. So this is going to be the J. Edgar, and the J. Edgar is potentially a threat to the Centaur. We want to get in behind it, right? That's the goal with the Centaur, always, is getting in behind things. It's just such a solid backstabber. Okay, so the Strider moves up here. That's a really bad position for it to move to. So, yes, it did get a rear arc attack on the Shadowhawk, but that's irrelevant. The Shadowhawk can eat that attack, no problem. We can move our Scimitar in about here. That is not within the minimum range of the AC-5.
Now let's see how you once more under the breach.
More unit destructions on the Fenrir there.
Hit.
Unfortunately, it's not completely gone yet. There's only the 1 unit remaining, though, so that should be absolutely fine. Next up is going to be this Hetzer moving. Melee attack on the Shadowhawk. This is another very bad idea.
System hold.
I mean, yeah, they succeed the attack and get some armor removed. We lose our evasive. But why are they closing in on our mech that's designed for brawling? That doesn't make a lot of sense to me. We just go in and rear arc hit this Strider. Like, absolutely. Get in there.
Affirmative. Engaging.
So that's a successful melee. The Strider no longer has evasive. And we get a nice ammo explosion there. I like it. That Strider is actually really, really close to being knocked down as well. Getting a knockdown on the Strider would be great. So I'm thinking missiles on the Strider and Gauss Rifle on the Phoenix Hawk right now. So the Hoplite would close in to about here.
Confirmed.
Gauss Rifle the Phoenix Hawk. The Strider is so much better hit odds, though. I'm going to hit the Strider. That will definitely knock it down, and this is probably a kill on the Strider. It'll take internal damage from the knockdown. Pilot ejects. Okay, so that's great. I kind of did this in the opposite of what I said I would do, but sure. We're to fire the Phoenix Hawk. Hit odds are great here, so yeah, absolutely take it. I was hoping to get a leg destruction there, but the pilot ejected, so we're fine. This Lance is eliminated. So now all we need to do is eliminate the Fenrir and the 2 vehicles over here. So that's great. Next up, our Centaur moves. The question is, can we get in behind that J. Edgar? Maybe. Yes, but not and turn and shoot. Okay. Maybe we reserve until the J. Edgar moves and see where it goes. I think that's not a terrible idea here. So the Fenrir is going to move now. And there's very little left of the Fenrir, right? We just want to eliminate it with the Scimitar if we can. That is the ideal scenario there.
Talk to me.
So we're on the Centaur now. We'll have to reserve it again. Next up is the Scimitar, and the Scimitar is going to position... Yeah, here is fine. That's within ideal range for the AC-5. Nice.
Damn, let's do this.
So the Fenrir is
Go down.
gone. Phenomenal. Very good hits there. I like it.
Order.
Next up, our Apollo can start heading up this direction. I don't think we can get into LOS of anything. No. So we can check hit odds and see about just lobbing some LRMs. 15% on the J. Edgar. I guess we'll take that and get a little bit of softening done.
How can I help?
The J. Edgar hasn't moved yet, so I'm going to reserve it again. Okay. Now the J. Edgar is going to move after the Cyclone fires at it a bit. Okay, no problem there. So what are you going to do, J. Edgar? I'd love to see you come forward here, even if you flamer our Centaur. Let's see what happens. It does literally nothing. Well, that does mean it doesn't have much in terms of evasive. We'll see what the Hetzer does here. We know that the Hetzer is pretty evenly armored. It also doesn't move. Wow, okay. So the Hoplite's going to move up here.
Go.
It doesn't move, doesn't fire. That's wild. I absolutely would have fired those missile weapons. And the Flamer. It could have theoretically taken out the Centaur, in theory.
I've got your back.
In reality, probably not. But we can definitely position somewhere around here, right? We can get into side arc without sprinting, and I think that's exactly what we're going to do. So side arc here, it is relatively softened. This is on its left side, yes. So relatively softened over here. We could take it out. And we do. Phenomenal. Only one vehicle remains.
Bottleneck down.
So again, I don't feel like this is representative of this difficulty level. It's probably going to be harder than this on average, but it is quite variable, so it's hard to say. We might be okay at this difficulty level just generally, or we might not. Who knows? Our Shadowhawk's going to head up over this way, but it's not going to get anything done, right? So now our Centaur is going to move into rear arc of this Hetzer and probably take it out, but it might not. Nope, structure exposure, and there it goes. So we're out of here. Phenomenal.
Mission successful.
No problem whatsoever there. Now the question is, can we capture that archer? I would love to get an archer. It would be a fantastic upgrade from our Apollo. Go to a couple of LRM 20s, get a good FCS in there. Oh yeah, that would be amazing. Of course, we don't have LRM 20s or a good FCS, but eventually, you know, eventually, it'd be very, very solid. Especially if it has good LRM quirks. So for now, this is all looking good. Anything in the salvage. They want the Phoenix Hawk land air mech, they want the Fenrir, they want the Hetzer. I don't really care that much about any of those, to be honest. That's okay. There's that archer. Can't get it. That is very unfortunate. So we also can't get parts from it unless we roll them in the random. That I don't like. Need 1 plus 19. You only have 11 of salvage, but to get this unit you need 20. Yeah. There wasn't enough salvage available for it. So how do we get the parts then? Disassemble all? Hang on. Yeah, now we can get archer parts. Gotcha. So that button is there. So it's actually best of both worlds then. I don't hate that then. Excellent. I'm going to grab 2 archer parts, and that's it. We'll see if we get any other archer parts. We did not. We got an Owens part, a Phoenix Hawk part, a couple of flamers, medium pulse lasers, SRM-6, a couple of vehicle flamers. Interesting. A Beagle probe, that's a solid thing. A couple of sensors, we don't really need that. And a half ton of machine gun ammo. Always convenient to have around. Sure. So 2 archer parts is okay. I would have liked to get that full archer. That would have been so good. Unfortunately, we just didn't have the salvage for it for this particular mission. Very sad. As far as repairs go, I'm not expecting too much. We didn't take all that much damage, to be honest. So it shouldn't be too bad. That was really, really solid, and the fact that we ran into a heavy is great. We we, I think, are going to be sitting at that level of difficulty until we run into significant issues, if we run into significant issues. Getting some heavies going would be absolutely wonderful, and we can start working our way up the difficulties a bit further. So that would be absolutely great. In terms of repairs, honestly, I'm thinking like 25k. 8 days? Something along those lines. It's not going to be bad. What do we got, Yang? 20k, 7 days. Pretty close. Pretty close. So, yeah, this is all absolutely fine. That's all great. We can tick forward a little bit, get these mech warriors unfatigued, but for now, it is time to put a cut in here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and next episode, we'll get our repairs done and head out again. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Shadow Wolf, Andy McGar, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, Soccerman12 UK, Kentogan, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time. That was a very abrupt sound cutoff. Okay.